this one. I got a little FOMO for it, if you know what I mean.
Cryptoslo, cryptocurrency news and investing.
Cryptoslo with more crypto gains. What's going on, guys? Today we're talking smart contract gains. So, if you watched my video I dropped last night, Coinbase Earn, I'd never really taken advantage of it, but the quizzes were a lot easier than I expected. Basically, you get on Coinbase, if you're KYC, you can watch a couple videos and you can earn some coins. It really wasn't that hard. So I made like 45 bucks. Took me like 20 minutes. But I pretty much aced all the quizzes, as expected. And, you know, it's a good way to get started if you have no money. You can just get some free coins. What are you going to do? So, which leads me, I went ahead and turned all my free coins into TEZOS. So TEZOS is today's topic. So I'm really liking this one. It's got I got a little FOMO for it, if you know what I mean. Yeah, it's parabolic though, so obviously proceed with caution. TEZOS basically is a smart contract coin. It seems to be being marketed as an STO coin, security tokens, so real estate and other things can be issued upon it. Now, supposedly there's some big time people that are putting a bunch of assets on it. I don't know a ton about it, you know, and today's talk is just more about, you know, level one concept of this coin. But its roots, it was an ICO, and this is the amazing part, it was actually a successful ICO. One of the very few, like 99% of ICOs lost money, and TEZOS has done well. I guess the ICO price was about 40 cents, and I would assume it would have been closed out to the average investor and only accredited investors or people that were multinational, not in the US. You know, which actually that ended up being a good thing considering the amount of ones that failed. But TEZOS, like I said, I watched the videos, dug a little bit into it. It's like at $2.60. So it is definitely totally spiked up. I would like to see it drop down to about $2.30 before I would take a big position. But I'm easing into a position, meaning if I had 100% stack, I would only spend 20% of the stack right now, just because I don't, you know, I want to be able to cost average if it goes down. This goes back to my accumulation strategies. You know, if you're interested in a coin, ease into the coin, you know, ease into it. Because if you're going to dollar cost average, if it goes down, if you believe in the project, then it's not that big of a deal if it dips a little bit. But let's talk about some other things about this coin, right? If you start comparing it, you have Raven, which is marketed as, you know, an STO coin. The problem with Raven is it's a fantastic decentralized protocol. Is anything to do with finance and issuing of assets and stuff like that, it's going to have to be FINRA, you know, FINRA compliant, meaning it can do reporting and do certain governance type things for the government to keep track of things, probably for taxes and stuff like that. So that is one of the underlying problems of Raven, is they're waiting for that regulation and infrastructure to build up around it. Now, if you compare that to Poly, another STO token, it's basically trying to be backwards compatible. So it's trying to build the governance layers and compliance layers into the structure of the coin to expedite the process of being able to issue assets on it that are legal. Most of these STOs, if you issued an asset, you would use a thing called IPFS where you're putting a file. You'd still put a legal contract on the blockchain, and that contract would be basically you'd be issued the asset and the contract would be enforceable because the asset would reference the contract. So you have Poly, which is building in the governance layers into the structure of the coin. Now, Poly had a nice pump. I had a little bag and I held on to it. I lost faith. It wasn't much, and I dumped it. Now it's popped up to 3 cents. So I didn't lose anything, but so then that's Poly. And now you got Tezos. The problem with Tezos is it's already in like the top 10, so its exponential factor is probably less than something like Raven or Poly. But I mean, Raven's still a very low market cap coin, but I think, like I said, Raven's problem is the compliance and stuff like that is because it's so decentralized, it's so like Bitcoin that now the flip side is you could say that something like Ethereum is built for STOs, which in essence it is. All this stuff is related to decentralized finance, managing moving assets frictionlessly across the blockchain. Now, the other thing that Tezos has going for it is it was an ICO. Therefore, there are funds behind it, so it can be marketed. Anytime a coin, and this is a funny thing, a paradigm in crypto, anytime a coin is marketed heavily, i.e. like Tron, people call it a shitcoin. Now, don't be fooled. There are not many projects out there that can survive without marketing. And Bitcoin is one of the few, the Ichiban, but a lot of these coins need marketing so they can get adoption. You got to get them in people's hands, and they have to be able to transfer frictionlessly, or you just never have adoption. And there has to be incentive for adoption as well. So, with that, so so Tezos has that ICO behind it. So most definitely the founders could pump the coin through, pump it through marketing. So I have to be a little wary of that too. Is it just being pumped? But now, and then there's nodes, and then there's other advantages to Tezos. It's the delegated governance. So basically the coin can be upgraded without people arguing and stuff. And then there's nodes that confirm transactions, and then you can stake the coin. You can do that on Coinbase and make about 5% APR. And you could also set up a quote master node or be called a baker, but you need 10,000 Tezos to become a baker, which is about $26,000 at the moment, and the ROI is about $500 some dollars. That's what I read in the article. Like I said, I'm going to get more details, and I'll have more detailed videos on this coin. But basically, you're a master node, and you're confirming transactions with a computer, and you get paid in coins. So it'd be awesome if this thing bull runs up to $20, $30 a coin, and you had a freaking baker node. That'd be phenomenal. Because then what happens with Dash is the master node just got too expensive to buy after it mooned. And then it really, ROI wise, if you were in early, it was worth keeping the master node. If it wasn't, if you bought it after the fact, you got wrecked. So from a bigger picture, master node opportunity, becoming a baker on Tezos could be a very super profitable scenario. But anyways, so with that being said, I'm going to slowly slide into a position on Tezos. Like I said, I got about 30 or 40 in my Coinbase. I'll probably just do a practice I have of skimming. I'll skim a few shares off of my portfolio here and there, and I will try to pick up some, maybe even leverage a little more on compound.finance to start a position. But again, keep in mind, I want to be able to cost average if this thing makes its 50% retracement back to 230. But I think this thing has a lot of potential because, number one, it's a successful ICO, which doesn't happen very often. Masternode opportunities, the protocols and the upgradability, and the fact that some people are already adopting it for assets. It looks pretty good, but like I said, I'm still digging into the communities and learning about the coin. So bear with me as I keep you up to date. If you haven't seen the compound.finance and you have ETH, check out that video I posted a couple days ago. Fantastic platform, great way to leverage your ETH in a bull run to open other positions on things that you might be interested in. So, and as always, you want to really keep your portfolio diversified, and that's what my goal is. I have my Tron, I have my smart contracts, my DeFi on Tron, I have some DeFi on ETH, I have some Raven, I have a little Bitcoin, just to diversify different paths and different avenues of cash flow, so that when the bull run comes, boom, you're gonna get, it's gonna be sweet. This is what it's gonna be. So yeah, but hope you like today's video. Smash that subscribe. As always, this is Cryptoslo. If you're not talking gangs, then we're not talking.